before we talk about AGT, I was watching the #1 movie on Netflix. It's called Wrong Missy. And the main character talks about who she's fantasizing about in bed. And she says, Simon Cowell. And I said, this must happen to you all the time, Simon.
Not all the time, Kit. I mean, she has got great taste, this person. I'll give her that. You sure it wasn't Simon Towell? It was definitely Simon Cowell.
With a C.
With a C. Okay. Well, we better watch that show. What's it called?
Wrong Missy.
Okay. Well, that's on the playlist tonight.
Put that on there. Zoom in. You got to send that post out.
Already in.
And you're putting We Hear 1D back together. Is this a rumor, Simon, or are your boys getting back?
Well, it's been a rumor for a while. I mean, look, it's not that I am personally doing anything. I mean, we've always hoped, and I think at some point it would make sense that they do reform. It's interesting. I was listening to some of their songs the other day. They still sound as good as they were made, because you've got to remember, this is 10 years ago, Kit.
You put them together. When I think about that, seeing Harry Styles solo and putting everybody together. Oh, did you see Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar video? The stuff he's doing with watermelon? Woo!
Well, actually, I have some watermelon here myself, actually. There's obviously still a link, as you can see. This is a very juicy watermelon I'm eating right now.
Don't let Wrong Missy see that. You're going to be more of her fantasy over there, Simon. This is going to go viral. Simon the watermelon.
You are funny, Kit.
How is Eric? To see your post. Wait, Simon, he's getting so big, and the one in the pajamas with his hair like cut over. I just missed that time.
You know what? I said to Lauren the other day, is there any way we can just keep him this age forever? I mean, I think when they hit 6 years old, it is just that real sweet spot. You know, he's very smart, very, very, very funny. I think, you know, during this time, you know, because I was worried, is he going to get bored and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, we don't put the news on in the house. So we try and keep him away from all that kind of stuff. But he's been amazing. I've got to be honest with you. And he's starting to learn how I do my job.
How cool is that?
And he got his first movie role the other day, Kit.
SCOOB. Tell us about SCOOB. First of all, growing up, that was my jam. This cartoon translates all these generations. It's still one of the best ever. I wanted to get in that van so bad.
Now, you wanted to get the what?
Get in the van.
The van, the mystery machine. Yeah, I think we're working on actually building one of those, because Eric keeps mentioning to me. So I think that will happen. But no, we got a call and they said, you know, would I be in the movie? And I said, yes, on one condition, that you give Eric at least one line. And they went, done. So the day we recorded it, it was absolutely hilarious. And then we got a preview of the show, and just watching him, it was brilliant. It was one of my highlights.
What did he think about it?
He said he was better than me, which is probably true. But no, I mean, you know, he was trying not to look proud, but I could see how proud he was. It was very cute.
Would you, now that's animated, and of course his voice, would you ever let him get into acting? The kid is good looking.
Well, he's got very good looking parents. No, look, personally, I would rather he did what I did, which is primarily be behind the camera rather than in front of the camera. But he's got such an outgoing personality. I could see, if he wanted to, that he would do really, really well. But when I watched, because I watch all the shows in advance, Kit, before they go out. So I watched the shows with him, and it's fascinating watching him, watching the shows, what he likes, what he doesn't like. So it kind of helps me with this whole process.
I'm so happy for you that Eric came into your life. And I feel like you and I have been friends now. I think we're going on 16 years, maybe something. Yeah. I can't remember way back when. And it's just, I mean, you, of all your accomplishments, all your successes, you just light up so much when you talk about them. And it's, I find such a gratifying sense over here watching this.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because when I lost my parents, you know, there's that feeling of, are you ever going to feel that kind of love ever again? And then when he came along, you know, it is what is called the circle of life. Now I totally understand it. You know, I've always, you know, loved kids. I can talk to kids, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But when it's your own, every decision you make is made around him. Literally that, you know, is he going to be protected? Is he going to be okay? Is he happy? That's all you think about.
Are you doing the homeschooling? Give me Simon Cowell as the teacher.
I'm helping. Look, I wasn't great at school, Kit. I got to be honest with you. So in a weird way, he's become the teacher. So I'm learning more about geography or space or history than I did at school.
And Father's Day, anything special planned?
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Well, we won't be having a party, that's number one. Hopefully some nice presents.
The homemade ones are the best. Well, anyway, the Eric thing for you, I don't know. I love watching you being.
You know the other thing we do? We camp out in the garden now.
What? You two in a tent out there?
Yes.
Give me more details. What's in the tent? Does he set it all up?
Well, the first time we tried it, it was unbelievable. I woke up in the middle of the night with his arms around my neck, his elbow in my ribs. It was hilarious, but I really, really enjoyed it. So I did it a second time. We're doing it again on Saturday. I really, really like it. Now, if you'd have told me 10 years ago I would be camping out in my back garden, you'd think I'd gone completely crazy, but I love it.
Post it. I want to see it. I want to talk about it on our show. That's so great. AGT, Simon,
yeah.
America needs this show back. We're so excited it's back on. And we just interviewed Howie. He said he hit the golden buzzer this season already for an act that we have never seen before.
That's true. And without giving too much away, it was on one of the days where we literally had no audience at all. So for the contestants on those 2 days, that was tough, because normally they walk out in front of 3,000 people and they're a big, big part of the audition. So for these people who had to walk out to literally total silence, it was hard. But this guy was absolutely amazing. I've watched the first episode. There is one story in there, Kit, which I really think the whole of America is going to be talking about next week.
Archie Williams?
Yes.
Can we give a little hint on that or no? Because I heard a little bit of a backstory, but you tell me what we can say.
It's a story about a gentleman who was wrongfully convicted for 37 years. He is the most wonderful human being you will ever meet. He used to watch the show when he was inside and made a promise to himself that when he gets released, he will come on America's Got Talent. Now, bearing in mind this happened in only November last year, the fact that he came on, everyone who I've shown this video to, they've called me and said, oh my God. And it had such an effect on me because it was the Innocence Project who basically gave him the ability to get his freedom. And I've now, you know, spoken to them a lot. You know, I've been in touch with Archie to tell him he's in the first episode, you know, expect a lot of attention. And I've now, I'm going to become an ambassador for the Innocence Project off the back of this.
That's tremendous right there. And I always say with your show, it's America's Got Stories, and then the talent is unmatched. But I love watching it with my family, and so we are so fired up. What about, you're also great at picking judges. It's a true talent. Why is Sofia Vergara the perfect fit?
She loves the show. She's exactly the same off camera as she is on camera. Very funny. She was very, very nervous, Kit, on the first day. Because she said to me beforehand, you know, how do I judge all these kind of acts? And I said, look, you've just got to go with your gut feeling. And we'll all have different opinions. That's why we have 4 judges on the show, because we're never always going to agree on everything. And then within about 10 minutes of the first day, she turned around to me and she said, this is my favorite job I've ever had.
Because remember Ellen, if you think about it, on American Idol, it was hard for her. It's harder to judge than people think, to be authentic, to be in the moment. And so you're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, what you don't realize is that when you've done, say, 3 days in a row, it's almost like you're absorbing all the contestants' energy. And you're trying to make the right decision at the right time. There's so much going on. The story before is still, kind of inside of you. And then you've got to switch from that to, you can imagine after someone like Archie comes on, that really hit me hard. And then, 3 minutes later, another act comes on. So it looks easy, but it's hard. But, look, the great thing is, for whatever reason, last year as an example, I remember watching that final top 10, every single one of them, and going, I don't think, how do you better that? Every single person who was in that top 10 had a remarkable story, remarkable people, and then you go, can you do that again? And then we start auditions, and then these amazing people come in again. I mean, it is quite incredible.
Well, Simon, I love you. Happy early Father's Day. Kiss Eric. And you're just the greatest. And yeah, I dressed for you. And you do look better than ever. This whole thing is working, Simon.
Well, thank you. And by the way, you wear it better than me. I've got to be honest with you.
All right. Thanks, darling. Have a good one and congrats.